What is up, Dub Club members? My name is Johnny and today I will be showing you how to see enemies better on Call of Duty, but I'll also be making the game look better in general. But before we do that, you guys have been showing so much love to my channel recently since changing my content, and I just want to take this time to thank each and every single one of you watching this video right now. It means a lot more to me than you can actually imagine. And of course, just before the video starts, guys, if you are brand new around here and you enjoy Vanguard content such as this, be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to turn on post notifications. Shout out to the Naughty Gang right here if you want to get a shout out, and all you need to do is subscribe, turn on notifications, and then comment Naughty Gang before anybody else does to get a shout out in the following video. Anyways, with that being said, let me show you how you can see enemies better on Call of Duty Vanguard. Right, my people, so let's get right into it. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to your game settings, head over to graphics, press on gameplay, and change your field of view. Now by default this is normally on 80, which means it is really close up. Now the reason why a lot of people like to go to 100 or 120 is because you'll be able to see more of your enemies on the surrounding parts of you and see enemies from each side of you much more quickly. It does take time to get used to, don't get that wrong, but once you do get used to it, trust me, you will not look back. The sweet spot potential needs to be around 100 to 120, which is the max, but I like to normally keep it between 100 and 110. Next thing you want to do as well is you want to turn off your world motion blur and your weapon motion blur. This does make the game look more cinematic, but this Call of Duty is more fast paced, especially with the Blitz game mode. This means that the blurriness is going to affect you more and cause you to see enemies less easily. Once you've got those all changed, you want to go ahead over to your quality settings, go down to the details and textures, and just follow these. So the texture resolution I have on low, the texture filter anisotropic I have on high, the particle quality level I have on high, particle resolutions on low, bullet impact and sprays I turn off, shader quality I have on low, the tessellation I have on nearby or off. I normally just keep it on nearby just to add a little bit of detail. The level of detail distance range I keep on standard, I don't need it on long. The nearby level of detail I keep on high, but the distant level of detail I keep on low. The clutter draw distance I have on low, and the volumetric quality level I also have on low. So I don't really need the details of fogs and clouds. Like, I'd rather just see like a ray of light, and that's about it pretty much. And it's going to be the same as well for the shadow and lighting as well. Just follow all these. It's literally off, low, low, on, low, 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 and you want to keep going all the way down until you go ahead to the VRAM usage target. Now this is only going to be on PC, of course. Now I normally keep this between 85 to 90% just to give my PC enough space and just to give it a little bit of leeway as well. And as you can see on my estimated VRAM usage, it's actually just going to be just slightly over, but for Vanguard itself it's actually just 2 GB worth of RAM, which is really good. Next thing you want to do is you want to go to your display settings and go to the brightness. Now, a lot of people before, especially in older Call of Duties, used to turn this all the way up to level 100. It doesn't matter if you could see any of these, like this is easily visible. When it says not easily visible or not visible, like, you know, that you shouldn't have to see it. But the best thing to do is to have it down at least the appropriate level of around 51, 52. That's probably the sweet spot. And the reason why for this is because it actually whitewashes it. So if I just show you guys right now, if I turn it away all the way up to 100, as you guys can see, that is completely whitewashed my whole game. So if I show you guys now what it's like on 50 odd settings, like 51 for example, you can see there's a lot more finer details to the game as well. And then finally, the last thing you want to do just to assure that you've got it on is you want to go to interface, go down to your HUD elements, and make sure that your minimap shape is changed from circle or round to square. Now the reason why you want to have this on square is because you will see more vision of the map without obstructing your heads-up display. Okay, so the next step is going to be strictly for NVIDIA users. I think you could probably do this on AMD as well, so try and work around it as much as possible. But what you guys want to do is you want to go to your desktop, right click and select the NVIDIA control panel. Now in here is a ton of different features that you can use in order to see enemies more visibly. All you guys need to do is you need to go to your adjust desktop color settings and then select the monitor you use. Obviously I've got 2 monitors, so I know that this one is my main one that I use for gaming. So then all I need to do is I need to change my digital vibrancy. So it's currently set on 80 at the moment, but by default it might be set on to 40, 50, something like that. But the sweet spot tends to be around the 70 to 80% mark. I normally tend to keep mine around 80, and this just makes the game look a lot more vibrant, a lot more saturated, and it allows you just to see enemies a lot more clearly see. And obviously the game does limit itself to how many things you can actually do in order to see the things more vibrantly, but always making sure that your brightness and contrast as well is really, really good. Like I said earlier, do take into consideration, if you are going to adjust the brightness and contrast, you need to take into consideration just how strong you want it, because if you have it too much up to 100%, it's going to be way too strong for you. So you want to set it around to about the 50 to 60% mark, and obviously just adjust the contrast as and where you can as well. I normally tend to keep it at least 10% higher, so like 55% on brightness and 65% on contrast. Gamma, you really don't need to touch this too much. You can if you want, but it will whitewash it, so I normally tend to just stick to 1 on that. But the main thing you want to take into consideration is your digital vibrance. You can shoot it all the way up to 100%, but it is a little bit too oversaturated and a bit too uneasy on the eye. So like I said, the 70 to 80% mark is probably the biggest sweet spot for you. Now the final part is going to be some additional options and settings. So if you cannot use game filters, you cannot use an NVIDIA control panel, you can change your monitor and TV settings, and that will help you see enemies more clearly. Simply go to your TV or monitor settings and look for vibrance and saturation settings and the brightness and contrast settings. Increasing brightness will help you see more enemies more clearly in darker areas, and contrast will help you fill in the depth between the highlights and the shadows. Increase these bit by bit and it will help you, trust me. If your monitor or TV does have a sharpening option, you can use this to improve the sharpness of your edges, and of course sharpening things help you see more enemies more visibly when against objects and makes them look a lot more distinct. And just like that, my people, that is going to be the end of this sort of quick tutorial on how to see enemies better on Call of Duty Vanguard. Guys, if this did help you out, please share this around with all your friends and family. It would mean the absolute world to me. And if you are brand new around here and you enjoy Vanguard content like this, be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to turn on post notifications. That way you'll never miss out on another video like this. And guys, my name's been Johnny. You guys have been awesome. And as always, I'll speak to you guys in the next one. Peace.